was a grave mistake to let in so many people of totally different cultural and religious and concepts, because it creates a pressure group inside each country that does that.
That was former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, the longest living U.S. statesman. The 100-year-old was speaking to Politico about the fact that Western nations like Germany, as you just heard, or the UK or the U.S. have opened their arms to those who now openly celebrate Hamas and anti-Semitism in the streets. And now the political leaders of Hamas, who are living in fancy Qatar hotels, are calling for a global day of jihad tomorrow, a threat many Western nations are now vulnerable to because of their policies. It's sad he's only publicly saying this now, because whenever conservatives brought up this point in years past, we were always castigated as being nativist, xenophobic, racist, bigots, you name it. We were told that diversity was our strength because unvetted mass migration only meant delicious food and more workers. But that's not quite accurate. When there is no integration and patriotism, when countries like the U.S. or Western Europe are turned into mere economic zones, then ethnic or religious rivalries and blood feuds from everywhere else just find new turf upon which to vie for power and money for their causes. And so today in the streets of Western nations, you have Hamas supporters handing out desserts and gleefully recounting the mass murder of over 1,300 Israelis, to the support of massively funded organizations like BLM or even Harvard, before they both tried to do some damage control. And now that Israel is in a state of war against Hamas terrorists, and the U.S. is redirecting a lot of its military aid from Ukraine to Israel, the signs of mobilization point toward a ground invasion of Gaza by tomorrow, Friday the 13th. Military vehicles line the road, and hundreds of thousands of reservists are being called up to serve. Joining us now to discuss what he's seeing on the ground is Dov Hikind, the founder of Americans Against Anti-Semitism. Dov, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Great. So first, I have to commend you for the bravery it takes to leave the safety of America to head to Israel during such a dangerous and a heart-wrenching time. Talk to us about your decision to be there now.
Well, for me, it's simple. We need to be there for Israel, not just when the sun is shining, but when it's raining, when there are difficult times. And it's funny, my family, my daughter, 6 grandchildren, and her husband, I picked them up from the airport at Kennedy Monday morning, coming back from Israel. I wasn't planning to go to Israel, but by that afternoon, I said, I've got to do something more. I got a flight, and I'm here in Israel, and I spend the day today, a day like never in my life. I spend the entire day at the cemetery, Herzl Cemetery, watching the burial of 30 Israeli soldiers who were defending civilians who were being massacred in Gaza. 30 funerals, one after the other. I can't tell you what that was like. You know, I can't imagine what my night will be like in terms of trying to sleep tonight, watching mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and thousands of people, and just the horror of all of it. But, you know, I thank God that I am here to do whatever my little bit can be. We'll be going to the South next week, visiting hospitals. You know, it's just about doing that extra, which I've always done in my life. So I'm here.
You know, and like you said, and thank God, it's really such a trying time. And like I said, my heart goes out to you and to everyone else who are impacted right now in the aftermath of these nasty and brutal Hamas attacks. When you walk through the streets and when you're doing the good work that you can do right now in this moment, what's it like talking to people and being with people right now in Israel? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of fear, a lot of terror of who knows what is coming next. I know there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of pain, so I'm sure there's a lot of tears. But you also see some resilience, some fortitude, some strength, even in these most trying of times.
Oh, there's no question about that. That the unity that exists now is not 100%, but 110%. And I can tell you, I mean, mark my words, there will not be a Hamas in the very near future. That they will not exist. And it should have been done a long time ago. The people of Israel are united. The army is, you know, tremendously united. Things are going to unfold in the coming days like you've never seen before.